Welcome to Secrets to Alignment with Savannah Schaffer. I am here to equip you with the belief and energy to make your dreams a reality. Take this time to fill your cup and align with the most vibrant version of you. Hi, friends. Welcome back to the Secrets to Alignment podcast with your host, Savannah Schaffer. I am so happy to be here. Happy Monday. I hope that you are having an amazing day so far, and I hope that your weekend was recharging and restorative. I'm actually just coming back from Disney, which as I'm talking right now, I can actually hear in my voice. I feel like I lost a little bit of my voice. We had such an amazing time. I cannot even tell you guys how great it was just to see Aria's happy little face the entire time that we were on every single ride. Literally, like the first ride that we went on, my heart was beaming with joy just seeing how happy she was and just how much fun she was having. It was the cutest thing ever. We had such a good time and got to spend tons of time with my family, which was really, really cool. My family has never gone on a family vacation with Ty, so that was super duper special just having them. Well, actually, we've gone to Ohio together, but that's different. Going to Disney together as one big happy family was super duper special, and they just got to spend time with him, spend time with Aria. It was so awesome. I'm so grateful that we got to have that time to go. We went Friday and then Saturday night we actually ended up driving home, and to be honest, I wish that we would have drove home on Sunday because I was doing everything I could to stay awake during this ride home. Ty was so exhausted as well, and I just didn't want to fall asleep on him because I know that him and I both were like really struggling to stay awake. It was such a long day, but we had such a blast, and yeah, it was just honestly amazing. I'm so grateful we got to do that. So this month has just been so crazy with traveling. So I went to the wedding that I went to a couple weeks ago. That was in California, Aurora Grande, California. And then this was in Anaheim, California. And then we're also going to Temecula, California in the beginning of November as well. So we've just had so many trips planned. This month has been a little bit crazy, but so much fun and filled with great memories, which I love. We're going to a birthday in November, and this birthday that we're going to is going to be like a 40th at a huge mansion, and I'm so pumped to go. I honestly just can't wait for Ty and I just to have a good time together and just be not parents for the weekend. Again, it's so nice for us to have that alone time. My sister's going to be watching Aria, and yeah, I'm just super pumped. But everything has been really awesome lately, and just things have been flowing, and I just feel so grateful that I am living the life that I'm living. Like, I think that whenever you're the person living the life, it's hard for you to recognize like how incredibly awesome it is because you're the one that's just like moving through the motions, like doing all the things. But I feel like this month I've really just realized that it's so amazing to have my own schedule. It's so amazing to not have like my income being disrupted from me being able to like travel or anything like that. Like, it's just so cool to kind of live life on my own terms, and that is something that I was praying for and wishing for so long. And I know that there's so many people listening to this that are in that exact same spot where they're trying to make their business boom, but they're still working their 9 to 5 and all of that kind of stuff. And I totally understand where you're at because I've absolutely been there myself, but I can tell you that it's so worth all of the dedication and the discipline of showing up for the things that you truly want to become your full-time income. So keep going. This episode actually goes really, really greatly with the message that I'm currently talking about. This episode is all about how to stay focused, stay on track, stay motivated, and continue pushing forward and getting results out of life. I think that a lot of times people will set these goals and they really, really want to be living a certain kind of life. But when it comes to putting in the daily actions of making that dream or that income or that business business or whatever it is actually come into fruition, it can be really, really hard for people to continue to wake up every single morning and stay excited and actually get after their goals. And so I think that one of the biggest things that holds back a lot of people is actually not having a very clear vision, a really clear why for what they are doing and why they are doing it. Whenever it comes to starting a new business or starting a new fitness journey or whatever, we get really excited and we're like, oh my gosh, yeah, I'm gonna be making more money or I'm going to lose weight or whatever, but we don't actually ask ourselves why these things are so important. And for me personally, when it comes to vision casting and setting a really clear vision for the future, this is one of my favorite things. I am constantly doing this on a daily basis of just thinking of what I currently have and what it'll look like in the future and the upgrades in my life that I desire. And I really remain as grateful as I can for every single moment. But at the same time, I'm always wanting to continue to progress and continue to expand more, because I know that the more that I expand, the more people I get to help expand as well. So having a super duper clear vision of knowing exactly like what the feelings are that you will experience when you accomplish the dreams, the goals, the income that you desire, whatever it is that you are going after, making sure that you have an extremely clear why and a clear vision for what that's truly going to feel like, look like, and what it's going to do for you, what it's going to do for the people around you, how it's going to affect the ones that you love. All of those things come into play here, and it's so important because it keeps you focused on a daily basis and it allows you to continue showing up even on the days that you don't want to, because you know why you're actually doing this. You're not getting super caught up in just the day-to-day actions. When you have a lack of direction, it just doesn't feel good. You don't know why you're getting up and doing all of these things. You don't know why you're continuously pouring your all into something that's maybe draining you or maybe exhausting you. You feel like those efforts that you're putting in aren't actually worth it because you don't know where you're headed. So my first tip is to make sure that you have a very clear vision. My second is stop starting and stopping. I feel like I talk about this constantly, but consistency is something that is so important. I know so many people who get on this wave of good motivation and then all of a sudden they totally lose it. There's a lot of things playing into this, but what I need you to do is to make sure that you are showing up and you're not allowing your emotions to rule over your discipline. If you want to avoid stopping and starting constantly, I would highly recommend you to actually take a second to audit all of your self-care routines. So personally for me, the more energy that I am outputting, the more energy that I need to be recharging and refilling myself with. So I'm constantly checking in with myself and making sure that I'm staying up as much as I can on top of my self-care routines so that I actually feel good and I have the energy to do the things that I need to get done. So when you are doing more work and you're putting in more work, you should also be doing a lot more self-care and actually taking care of the thoughts that are going through your mind as well. You want to make sure that you're constantly replenishing that energy that you have been depleting working on these projects or these goals that you have going on. Something that I've also done in the past for myself is I have like minimums, I like to call it. So even if I don't feel like doing something, I just have like a minimum of what I will not allow myself to go underneath. So let's say it's having to do with your physical body. You're wanting to work out 7 days a week, but you find yourself feeling really, really drained on day 3 or day 4. I would set a minimum for yourself of, okay, this day, instead of working out, I will at least make sure that I'm stretching and going for a walk, or whatever it is for your business goals, making sure that if you're not going to do the full plan that you have set out for you, make sure that you're doing still something that's going to move that needle, because it is so important to stay in motion. It is essential to your success. Staying in motion is going to allow you to continue to progress in different ways. And I don't mean just being busy. I mean actually doing the things that you know will make a difference in the journey that you're currently on. Tip number 3 is get rid of all distractions. So I mean this physically, emotionally, and mentally. When it comes to the physical distractions that you may be having in your life, this could be Netflix, this could be TikTok, this could be your phone, this could be watching movies, it could be anything. Get rid of those distractions in your life. Get rid of the people who are challenging you mentally, making sure that there's no one that is getting in the way of your goals by simply laying their own doubt into your pathway. Make sure that you are not allowing anyone to deter you from the life that you are wanting to live. And emotionally, your emotions can really be affected, and it can pause your growth. It can stagnate your success when it comes to your belief systems. Your belief systems are so deeply important to your success. And this is something that I do so much work on within all of my programs. Tranquil Minds girls, they get it all the time, constantly talking about belief systems. My girls in Aligned and Abundant and my one-on-one clients, we dive in so deep because your beliefs are what you believe to be true. It is how you show up in this world. It is every single time that you experience something good or bad, you are creating a story around it. And if your beliefs are not in line with that story or what's actually happening in real life, then you're never going to continue to see the success that you desire. The next tip is every single time that I am wanting to accomplish something big within my business or my physical health or anything like that, I always clear the beliefs around it before. So for example, let's say that you have a belief that if you were to run a very successful business, that you're not going to be a present mother. And so therefore, every single time that you're starting to do something that could lead you to a successful business, your mind is going to say, I'm tired, I don't want to be here, or I don't want to do that anymore, or whatever. And it's going to self-sabotage the growth that you actually could have had and moving the needle closer to that dream life that you desired. By doing this, you're actually clearing the way for your success and allowing nothing else to hold you back. Tip number 5 is around building discipline. Discipline is what's going to support you when your emotions are not. So on the days that you don't feel like doing it, your discipline is going to come through and say, just get it done. You've got this. Keep moving forward. And your discipline can be built in so many different ways. You can start it in small ways, like making your bed every single day. You can just begin with small actions that you can do every single day to make sure that you are sticking to the promises that you make to yourself. It could be as simple as making sure you're drinking a gallon of water a day or anything of that sort, but making sure that you are sticking to the promises that you make to yourself is going to allow you to show up with so much more confidence and conviction. And when those emotions get in the way, you're not going to allow them to fully take you down because that discipline is there and it's your foundation that you have built all of this upon. Stay committed and remember that if you are not disciplined in one area, it will transpire in another area. So if you're not disciplined with your skincare routines, you're probably not going to be that disciplined when it comes to your business. If you're not disciplined when it comes to the gym, you're probably not going to be that disciplined when it comes to making sure that you're staying in check with your finances. So make sure that you're showing discipline in every single aspect of life and it will connect. So if you're trying to build discipline in the gym right now, but you notice that you're not very consistent in a different area, focus on that other area, and I promise you that it will make a difference in the discipline that you have at the gym as well, because you are starting to quiet that bitch voice. And this is another piece too, is I would start to ask yourself, whenever you get into that mode of wanting to talk yourself out of actually going after the things that you want or sticking to the goals that you made or the promises that you made, I would always ask yourself, is this my intuition speaking or is this my bitch voice? Your bitch voice is the one that is continuously giving you excuses, telling you that you're not good enough. It is just constantly chirping in your ear, making you feel less than. And then there's the intuitive side, which is more so of like you actually listening to what's going on internally. Maybe you don't want to go to the gym today because you just started your period. That's a totally different thing than you not going to the gym because you just simply didn't feel like it. And even if I was feeling like, oh, I don't want to go to the gym because I'm on my period, I would still have that minimum and I would still show up for myself no matter what. Maybe I wouldn't push myself to my furthest limits, but I would still show up and move my body because I know that that's actually what's good for me and that's going to continuously move that needle. Whenever I have had to do things that are hard or difficult, I always make sure to just get it done first thing in the morning. This is like what keeps me moving. And although I don't want to do it, it's what keeps me motivated and disciplined and showing up because I got the hardest thing out of the way. And I do this all the time with cold showers. I do this with making sure that I go to the gym first thing in the morning. I do this when it comes to my physical, my mental, my emotional. I remember even in the last business that I was running, I ran a 7-figure business and it was so successful. But every single day I showed up for those different actions because I wanted to make sure that I was actually taking care of the things that needed to be done, and I wasn't giving myself excuses. So I would sit down, spend an hour of focused work of just doing everything that I needed to, and then the rest of the day I would allow myself to do whatever else I wanted to do within that day, or whatever else is going to contribute to my business, but maybe not be those essential, non-negotiable action steps. So just show up and get it done. Like, just simply get it done. Stop giving yourself excuses. Stop allowing yourself to wait and to think through things. Get it done. Count down from 5, get up by 1, and go. Like, just start taking action. Once you're in motion, it feels so much easier to stay in motion. Like, once you're at the gym and you're moving your body, it doesn't feel that draining to go to the next exercise. But when you're thinking about going into the gym and you're sitting in your car and you're giving yourself all these excuses of how you could just turn around and go right to Starbucks or wherever and just like ignore your personal or physical goals for the day, you will continuously show up for yourself if you just simply open up the car door, get out, walk into the gym, versus being there and just sitting there and overthinking everything. Tip number 7 is to have focus and intention. What will take most people multiple years to accomplish will take you a couple months, maybe a couple weeks to accomplish, because you have focus and you have intention. Personally, set intentions with every single thing that I do. Every single time that I sit down for my business, I make sure to set an intention. And this allows me to stay in a flow state and making sure that I'm actually doing what I came here for. So whenever I film a podcast or whenever I'm getting on calls with my girls, I always set an intention beforehand to make sure that I am showing up as the best version of myself. And you can do this when it comes to the gym. You can do this when it comes to your conversation that you're going to have with your boyfriend tonight. You can do this when you sit down for dinner. You can just constantly be making these intentions. Setting these intentions is going to make every single action that you take actually count. This keeps your mind in that flow state that's needed to boost creativity, to strengthen good belief systems, and create long-lasting change. Whatever you are currently working on right now in your life, just know that all it takes is one decision for you to continuously show up for the future version of yourself and make sure that you are actually putting in the work that is needed to get to the place that you're wanting to go. And I am here to encourage you. I want to see you succeed. I want to see you win. I want to see you build the business of your dreams. I want to see you living the life of so much freedom and really, truly taking care of yourself, because that is what this all comes down to, is making sure that you are prioritizing your energy so that you can have energy for the things that you truly desire. Take a little audit and make sure that all of your beliefs are in line with the goals and the actions and the success that you truly desire. I hope that this episode was extremely helpful. And if you do have more questions, you can always DM me on Instagram. I am running a little promo currently for my Tranquil Minds. Tranquil Minds is my community that I gather plenty of women together that are all focused on stepping into the next version of themselves and constantly progressing. These girls are focused on keeping the promises that they make to themselves. They're always showing up consistently. We're always holding each other accountable, and I absolutely love this group of women. We do 2 calls in here a month, and then we're always sending different resources, meditations, journal prompts, all kinds of things to support them in their growth wherever that they are currently at. So if you'd like to join, you can join for only $1 right now. All you have to do is go ahead and DM me on Instagram the word change, and I will give you all of the info that you need to join our community for only $1. I would love to have you with us, and I cannot wait to see you next Monday.